One thing I've learned from playing a lot of Lucio this competitive season is staying heal or go with speed. Now, this is really the one complicated thing besides wall riding that Lucio has. And it allows him to, well, be smarter with Lucio and be a lot more diverse. Basic Lucios always stay on heal. Average or mediocre Lucios usually get to speed a lot and play a lot smarter with speed. But actual really good Lucios, advanced Lucios, professional Lucios always stay on speed a lot more than they should do, than they should heal. A lot of people should agree with me on this because it's quite the obvious choice. I have a friend who mains DPS, and I also have a friend who is a one-trick Mercy, and that's the thing. They actually don't know how to really play the Lucio as well as me or my other friends who actually main Lucio, or even Stanky, for example. Okay, Lucio's passive healing doesn't do a lot for the team. It's an AoE healing, but really, if you're running a triple tank meta and you have your passive healing on, and you already used your amp it up, you're not going to heal much. But on the squishies, it does help a little, but it's still, a Zen could heal it up faster than a Lucio's passive healing. And that's the problem with people saying I need to stay on heal the entire time. It's stupid. Because just because I'm on speed doesn't mean you could run to a health pack and come back in the matter of seconds. You could also spare your team a huge team fight missing one person. If a Roadhog or if a Reinhardt needed a health pack and, well, your Zen is dead or your Mercy is dead and they just died, well, what are you going to do? You're going to taxi him to a health pack instead of staying on passive healing. Amping it up with healing, I believe, I don't even know how much it does, but I think you can't fully heal a squishy with amp it up, and you can't fully heal a tracer with amp it up. So 100 to 120 health would be my guess, and that's the thing. A tank with Reinhardt that heals up 120 health, yes, that's useful. Yeah, you can use amp it up, but a large health pack that does 250 healing and getting another small health pack right next to it that does 75, that's 325 healing. That's over a half of Reinhardt's health that you just taxied him to. Combine that with amp it up, and you get 445 healing. That's almost all of Reinhardt's healing. Okay, or you could use your amp it up on your speed, get him to a health pack much faster, get him to another smaller health pack, and have him a bit topped off while the Zen and the Mercy comes back, finishes it off while you do not get much ult charge. The Mercy doesn't get much ult charge, but your Rein at the same time is alive and he is healed for the team fight. This is why Lucio's healing isn't really necessary on Lucio, and that's why you could, stay viable with a Lucio who only stays on speed. Now, if there's a solo heal Lucio, yeah, you're gonna have to stay on heal most of the time. I went against, if you guys don't know, little T500 or 510. He's a really good Widowmaker. It was on my master game too, and we won. I was solo healing Lucio, but here's the thing: we had 3 tanks. One of them was a Roadhog that could heal themselves. There was a soldier that could put down a biotic field that is much more effective than Lucio's healing. Okay. And I was mainly speeding the entire time because the team never really had an issue topping off. The Reinhardt never died a lot, and that's the thing with Lucio. If you have a teammate who can actually be a lot more survivable, you can stay on speed a lot more. You can be more viable with speed, and that's what makes a good Lucio, is a speed boost that helps the team get to somewhere. Also, what makes a good Lucio is getting a pick or two and then diving in on them. Even if it's not a dive comp, you can still dive in on them with a Lucio speed boost right into them and actually just help. You help your team a lot with that speed boost dive. It overwhelms the enemy, especially on control point, King of the Hill maps. Guess what? I see that my team got 2 picks, I'm gonna stay on heal. They can't dive in. They can't get more picks. They can't win that team fight. Cause wait, what if the Roadhog pulls in one of our supports? Oh, that's one of our supports down. Or what if the Roadhog pulls in one of our DPS? Well, now it's down to a 4v5 instead of a 6v4, and this puts us in a very bad situation because they're respawning while our DPS or tank or even a healer just died. I'm there by myself. I could have dived in on them and overwhelmed that Roadhog while the entire enemy our entire team is focusing on one Roadhog with that speed boost. Yeah, you might not get healing from him, but guess what? Lucio makes it really good on attack payload for one reason. Stacking his basic heals with the payload is about as powerful as Zen's, believe it or not. Imagine having all 6 of your enemies, or all 6 of your teammates on the payload. Guess what? You have the payload. You have an Ana. You have a Lucio. You don't have your sound barrier yet, but they're pushing in with. So the Ana throws her grenade down. You switch to heal. You amp it up. You put it on the payload. Combined with that, all that healing while the Ana is healing up your tanks. Guess what? You're gonna survive. You're gonna survive. That's one of the many reasons you should use heal. What's one of the many reasons you should use speed? Dive comps, diving in on people, overwhelming the enemy, escaping, going from spawn, right? Going from spawn to the point much faster, taxing your tank or your DPS or even your second support with your speed boost with an amp it up. You'll get them to that point quicker than especially if it's a Zen or an Ana, right? You'll get them quicker than they would just basic feet or basic walking. But if I stayed on healing the entire time, it didn't affect my team. Our Ana or a Mercy or a Zen didn't actually get there in time. Well, we lost a team fight. I used my amp it up. There's not much healing going around there. Our tanks aren't getting healed up. Our Ana's in the back trying to get to our the point fast enough. But by the time she gets there, oh, it's too late. Your tanks are dead. Everything's dead. Nothing is there to help. It's just the Ana on the point. Maybe the Lucio if he has enough throw ability. That speed boost would help a lot, right? A speed boost, in my opinion, is a lot more useful than actual heal boost. And even though that people say that I need to go on healing, and not just my friends say this, but just people I meet randomly say this a lot too. They say I need to go on heal boost a lot more, even though I've taxied them to health packs, and they've said thank you to that plenty of times, versus the basic AoE healing that I already used my amp it up to taxi someone, or I used or to heal up other people. He's low. I'm gonna stay on healing. He's gonna go out, disengage from the fight, grab a health pack, come back. By the time they could have gotten picks because they had the advantage of a 6v5 because our 6th player was getting a health pack. Lucio could taxi him, get there faster, and yeah. So it's a good speed boost, in my opinion, right? So much faster. I think it's a 50%. I think it's a 50% difference, or maybe a 25%. Yeah. I know from the patch notes when Lucio got nerfed, his speed boost went to 70% instead of 100%. That's the thing. So, yeah. Really? That's all I got to say. Besides, really, just go heal boost more often, or speed boost more often. Healing is only useful whenever your team is engaging in a team fight and you need to amp it up for a quick heal. Okay, I do this all the time. Team fights, you kind of have to use heal. That's what the heal boost is there for, is to help team fights. Not to heal up one person at a time, but to really only help team fights. You get 2 picks, and you have your amp it up, well, speed on in there. Tell your team to dive in. If it's a control point, if it's a King of the Hill map, even if it's a payload map, you stay on the payload and you just amp it up. You just amp it up. They're diving in there. They're snowballing. They're killing people. Yeah, it's gonna be a better time than just regular healing, because like I said, you could stack the payload's healing with Lucio's healing, and it still makes it plenty effective. It still heals faster than the regular neutrals. Neutral heal boost. It's the worst healing in the game, but it has the AoE. Really, it helps you get the medal of healing, but it doesn't help your teammates as much as you want them to. Okay, you might be AoE healing 5 people, but really, you're not affecting them in any way possible. You're healing like 5 or 6 heals per second. It's not that useful compared to the Amp It Up, where it was so much better. So, speeding to a health pack is going to be a lot better. Only use heal boost whenever you know that 3 or more teammates on your team are low on health. Okay? When they're low on health, 3 or more, or if your team is engaging in a team fight and you have your Amp It Up, they look like they're almost gonna lose, but the team is almost gonna lose. Quickly do a switch, and then right at the end, speed boost. It's gonna give them a little strafe. It's gonna give them the most out of healing and the minimal out of speed, and it allows you to really wombo. That's my suggestion. And especially when you break it down, stay on speed the entire time, because I cannot stress this enough. Your team is bullet sponging all the enemies' ults and crap with break it down, so why not speed? Makes them faster. They're still absorbing bullets. There you have a Mercy or another single target healer healing them up. It's really simple. That's all I really got to say for this video. I'm going to post a tips and tricks video on how to stay calm in the game. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, possibly subscribe. It'd make my day. Peace out.